Hey guys, how you doing? I'm sorry I'm a little bit later than planned. Um, I'm usually always on time. Just time flew. So I was having a business meeting, a business Skype with someone that I'm considering getting some help with my business. And I've also been to the gym today, so I really appreciate you guys coming on. So couple more minutes, and I'm just going to kind of warm up because I've just come from a Skype call. And when you're talking about stuff over Skype, it was really good about business, things I'm passionate about. You need a few minutes to recuperate. And I've also been to the gym today, but I'm going to be talking about some really interesting things today. So, yes, I'm going to start with the main problem that I see all of the clients that I've ever coached have. And I'm sure all of you have the same problem. And it's kind of boiling it down to the problem, and then we can go towards the solution. I really want to give you a lot of value today. I don't want to focus too much on the problem because we already know what the problem is. I want to focus on the solution because if you have a problem and all you focus on is the problem, then you never overcome your problem and actually get what you want, whether it's the right girlfriend, whether it's friendship, whether it's a business, whether it's moving house, whether it's getting more comfortable, more confident with people. Um, I have headphones in. So I'm going to be really focusing on a powerful teaching. And I'm going to be honest, I know that I generally hope that everyone will do it, but I know that probably 90% of you are not going to do what I'm going to advise you to do. And that's because you have fears and anxieties, which is normal. We all have these fears and anxieties. But I think you've really got to get to a point in your life where it's just too painful to stay where you are or in the life that you're in. Anyway, with that said, welcome to the live stream. I really appreciate the support. If you ask me a question, I'll answer it for you. I'll do the best I can. I'm going to continue doing the talking presentation. You can interrupt me, so I will divert off. So please, that's just my personality. I might talk about one thing, go into another. It might have nothing to do with what the topic is about, but it will be relevant to that topic. So let me just get comfortable. So, okay, so a little bit about the problem, and then we're going to move on to the solution. So, what is the problem that you guys and girls are having is having a word? Like, what is the problem that you're currently struggling with? Now, if we can just boil it down to one word, one thing, and then we'll move in because it's probably several things. So I've kind of figured out the essence of the problem that my clients have is anxiety. They suffer with anxiety. So social anxiety, they are scared of people. They are not comfortable talking to people in everyday social situations. So, for example, it could be going onto a train, getting on the train, that could be difficult for them, going into a shop, ordering something, some food, or, you know, for the guys I'm working with and coaching on the 6 week transformation program, for them, it's seeing a girl that they like walking down the street, but they're not able to act on their emotions about what they want to do. I know the thing. So they want to speak to her, and they want to communicate to her that they like her and they want to get her on a date, but they just can't bring themselves to do it because the anxiety and the fear, which is really the same thing, just different words, fear and anxiety, same thing really. It stops them, it overpowers them. So the problem today, problem, solution, call to action, this is what they do in sales. It's a common sort of process to help clients, you know. What are the client's problem? What is the solution? What is the call to action? So the problem today we're dealing with is anxiety. Now, before I get into how I can help you to relieve your anxiety, I want to tell you a quick bit about my story so maybe you can get to know me more, because I don't know how many of you know who I am, you know about my story. I suffered with really bad anxiety from as far back as I can remember. I had it in school. I used to literally beg my mum, please let me stay off school. Like, please. I didn't want to go to school because the anxiety was really bad around people. I was always scared. I was always nervous. I was always worried about someone trying to bully me. I was always worried that the teacher might ask me to come to the front of the class and read out a presentation or a book, and I wasn't able to do that. I'd get really nervous in these social situations. I would start stuttering and getting really, really red and embarrassed. So my issues really stemmed from school, from childhood. And then very quickly it affected me with girls. So there'd be girls at school that I'd like, or a particular girl. I'd be too scared to ask her out in case she said no and rejected me, and that would hurt me. Then I would want to go to parties or out with friends, but I'd be too scared to go to a party because I was worried that my anxiety would get triggered. So people that have anxiety, not only are they anxious because they have anxiety, so they're anxious because they're anxious, they're worried. A lot of my clients that I coach initially, they're very, very worried about their anxiety spilling out, people seeing it, and then people judging them for it. So getting nervous in a social situation, or stuttering, or making eye contact, or running out of things to say. These are the sort of the symptoms of having anxiety. So with that said, most of you are probably wondering, well, how did Johnny overcome it? How did I achieve my goals? And I've been in this a long time, so please excuse me if I talk about things in the past. It's because it's relevant to what I'm trying to get across to you and help you with, to help you to overcome your anxiety. Now, one of the things I realized with being a scientist when it comes to anxiety, trying to figure out, I tried to read books, that didn't help. I watched videos online. It didn't, I mean, it made me feel better, but it didn't actually take the problem away. It was only actually when I got really brave and I decided enough was enough, I started to face my social anxiety with women, and I started, hey, David, how you doing? Good to see you on the live stream. I started to do what I've been not doing my whole life. I was running away from anxiety. I was avoiding people, especially attractive women. I wouldn't go in any social situation where I would have to talk to a girl, or a girl would have to look at me. So because I avoided my anxiety and fear for so many years, it got bigger, it got worse. I had panic attacks. I suffered from a lot of paranoia. It gave me a lot of stomach problems, a lot of indigestion problems, a lot of health problems. And I wouldn't go to a gym, even though I liked doing weights. I did weights at home because my dad got me into it when we were younger. And he got me to do boxing on his hands. So I liked boxing. I liked sports. I liked a lot of things, but I wasn't able to go out and do the things that I liked because my anxiety was not allowing me to do it. And I felt a lot of shame for having anxiety. I thought there's something wrong with me. Only later on I realized that everyone at some point in their life struggles with anxiety, and everyone has a bit of social anxiety. It's completely normal. But the problem for most people is when they let the anxiety get too out of hand to the point where they cannot socialize with people, make friends, and get a girlfriend and get a date and change their jobs, make money. It affects all these areas of your life. So what I did was I did what, it seemed crazy at the time. It seemed psychotic. It seemed nuts. I went, right, I'm not having it anymore. Every fear I'm facing everything. And the first fear for me was women. I was terrified of talking to girls. I didn't want to see how awkward and insecure I was. I didn't really know how to come out. I didn't know how to start a conversation. I didn't know how to listen. My social skills deep down were very good, but they were poor because the anxiety was not allowing me to express myself and really to get to know people more. So the first problem I had, like most men, I couldn't handle the pain of not having a woman in my life and being lonely all the time. So nightclubs didn't work for me and most guys, and then I found them too overwhelming and too much trouble and alcohol and shouting and fighting. Online dating didn't work for me because I was never really a guy that felt like really good looking enough for a woman to see my picture and think she wants to date me. So I started to do something different. I started to approach them on the street. Now, obviously, when I started, it was very difficult. It was really uncomfortable initially. But as I started to do it more, I started to feel better. And the anxiety didn't go straight away. But what happened was, this is interesting. The anxiety itself didn't fully go, but it got easier to deal with and manage. And the confidence started to increase. So the idea is, I'm not coming on this live stream today saying that, excuse me, I can completely get rid of your anxiety. I'm not going to claim to do that. What I can do is I can help you to reduce your anxiety probably 60, 70%. That's what I do for my clients that I work with on my 6 weeks program, or a Skype when I do my Skype coaching, Skype 6 weeks program, boot camp, and I can really help you to gain a lot of confidence and courage. So the idea is what helped me, what changed my life. I'll talk more about that, and what's helped me to change my clients' lives and get them the results that they want in their dating life, in their business life, in their social life, is teach them how to build their courage and get their confidence up here. So the anxiety is here, but your confidence and courage is up here. And when it's like that, anxiety can't stop you. But where most people are at, their anxiety is here, and their confidence and self-esteem is down here. So if they think to themselves, say if a guy said, you know what, I'm bored, I'm lonely, I'm depressed, I don't have nothing to do. I would like to have a girl now. I'd like to watch a film with a girl. I'd like to make love with a woman. Excuse me. I'm going to see that. Excuse me. I told you these videos they're not edited. So if he said to himself, I'm at home, I'm bored, I would love to have a girl to go out with and have dinner with and watch films with and make love with and laugh with, then it's a question of he has to think to himself, cheers, Joe, God bless. He has to think, okay, how can I move forward? When I talk to you guys about the solution, what can I do now? So what I'm encouraging people to do is not focus so much on your anxiety and the problem, because you already know what the problem is. You've been living with it for a long time. You know how it feels. Focus on the growth. Focus on building your courage. Now, what's growth and courage got to do with getting results? It's everything to do with getting results. The more you see yourself growing, and when I say growing, I don't mean in height. It could be that, but I'm talking about the growth I'm talking about is not like muscle growth, not bicep growth. It could be that if you want to work out and improve in the gym, and I am going to talk about the gym in a second, how that helps with anxiety. But let's just focus on social confidence, dating confidence, and what I'm talking about today, approaching confidence, overcoming approach anxiety. Approach anxiety is a little bit different, I would say, to social anxiety. Social anxiety, generally, you're socially anxious around people in social situations. But approach anxiety is a part of social anxiety, but it's more the anxiety of going up and initiating a conversation with someone that is a stranger, a cold approach. So that's what I teach guys. So the best thing in life is overcoming fears. Absolutely. Stay on this live stream. So where was I this? So yeah, the idea is if I can get you to focus on a growth mindset, and to get you out of what I call the ugly guy mindset or the ugly woman mindset. The ugly guy mindset is when all you're doing is thinking about your problems. All you're doing is getting upset, getting angry, getting jealous, getting depressed, thinking about how bad things are for you in the past, what happened to you, how comes you're not living the life that you want, why are these other people are living a good life and you're not. All this comparing and beating yourself up. Instead of focusing on that sort of ugly negativity, we start focusing in on, I'm excited to grow every day. But then the next question is, well, how can we grow? And it's the same as going into a gym. You're not going to grow. Now, I'm not saying I'm not the biggest guy, but I'm happy enough. I'm kind of happy with the shape I'm in. Otherwise, I wouldn't be the best today. I'm kind of making a point as well, because criticism sometimes good. I got criticized a while back for not being in shape, but as you can see now, I'm getting a lot better shape. You can see my muscle coming. I've just come from the gym today. I'm taking action. I'm not just talking about it. And this is a big part of my teaching, is to really install courage and confidence in men or women. Mainly men come to me, so I'm going to say most of the demographics is men. But I'm happy if my stuff can help women as well. They're not excluded from that. Anyone I can help. It's about installing courage and confidence. Both components are very powerful for attracting a woman, friends, a business, success, and so forth. So to grow, you need to you need to break your muscles down. You need to put stress on yourself in the right way. So to grow, for someone who's got anxiety, you've got to go out and expose yourself and actually choose to be the one to go up to women and speak to them and approach them. And in doing that, when you approach women, when you've got anxiety, what happens at the start is, it's very uncomfortable. It doesn't feel nice. But when you start seeing the rewards and the positive feedback, like a girl, reacting really positively towards you, that's a sign of growth, isn't it? That's a sign of progress. When you start to experience that, that makes you want to continue and keep going, because a lot of people with anxiety, they don't want to keep going. They feel like there's no hope in their life. They want to quit. It's never going to change. But you have to manually start to engineer your life and actually develop and choose to do different things every day and create growth. So let me just tell you about my day to day, and that will actually give you some of the teaching that's going to help you, whoever's watching this, overcome your anxiety and build confidence. And what have you noticed today? It's not just confidence that I install in men with women on all my coaching, like my live streams or my famous 6 week transformation program that I love coaching guys on in London, and people travel all around the world to do this program with me. I'm really excited that I help them to build confidence in their life in general, in all areas, whatever area they choose. So years ago, I had no confidence in myself. I was so shy. Didn't want to get around people. I couldn't go gym on my own. I couldn't wear a vest. I was too ashamed of my body. I would never come onto a live stream on social media. I just couldn't do it. I would feel too insecure. I just wouldn't feel good enough. I'd be scared about the backlash of being judged or embarrassing myself or stuttering. Stuttering was a big fear of mine, or getting awkward or kind of not knowing what to say and then everyone judging me on that. And I just couldn't go into a gym and go up to reception and pay and say, hi, I'd like to use the facilities today. How much is the gym? And I couldn't go swimming. It was torturing me. Deep down, I didn't want this for myself, but the anxiety was stopping me. I was too scared to go into the gym in case someone laughed at me, or in case I dropped the weights, or in case I was too skinny and everyone was looking in better shape than me. So I had all these insecurities and fears that the anxiety was creating and triggering me. So I just wouldn't go to the gym. I wouldn't go. Now I'm not like that. If I've got a fear, I'm scared. Yeah, I feel scared. I feel anxiety, but then I get excited. I'll go and I change my mindset. I talked to you guys about this yesterday. I will tap into the stronger part of myself version. And I hope when I'm talking about me, it's going to help you guys to understand you more. So I'm talking about me to explain you guys, because I understand a lot of you. I work with people years and years now in this area. I focus on what I'm going to gain out of facing this fear, and that excites me. And that takes away that insecurity and that feeling that I'm not good enough or I don't have what it takes. I start to change the way that I feel about myself. I do this, actually, what I'm doing with you guys now, I talk to my clients like this. Well, my client's my good friend on the 6 weeks program in person. This is proper therapy and encouragement, and this is therapy that works. And I focus on, wow, how am I going to be later on after I face the fear and the anxiety, whether it's social anxiety, getting around new people, going into gym. And that makes me feel like, wow, I know I'm going to feel good. And people that have anxiety don't feel good, and they want to feel good. The anxiety is not letting them feel good. Just say yes if you guys are following what I'm saying now, and it resonates and it totally describes you. Because I'm going to write yes myself, because this has been me for many years of my life. I wasn't always this confident person. So Mark says yes, that's great. It's good to. I know that I'm speaking sense. Grant says yes. So I know every single insecurity that you guys have because I've had it. I know how you feel because I've felt it. And I also know what you want to achieve, most of what you want to achieve and where you want to be. And I've achieved all the things that you guys want. Maybe you don't want to achieve everything I've done, but I've pretty much done it. I've had success with women. I've made thousands of pounds in the 8 years that I've been coaching, getting paid to do what I love. I've changed people's lives. I've got a global following. I've had fans. I suppose, I'm not bragging, but I'm famous in my industry. I'm famous to the people that know me, like yourself. I've made lots of viral videos. I've given hundreds of public talks and inspired people, not just giving talks and talk nonsense, talk sense. I've sold thousands of pounds worth of coaching at my live talking events. I've done hundreds of boot camps. So I've changed hundreds of people's lives all around the world with this philosophy that I'm teaching you today. I've been teaching for 8 years. And I've got myself out of depression. I've got a girlfriend. I've moved out of my parents' place. I've traveled. I've also met like-minded people. I've been on interview shows, podcasts. I've been featured on television, not always in the right light. There you go. So I've really, I've really kind of made something great of my life, and I'm continuing to do that. And of course, you guys know that I've had my failures along the way. I've made mistakes and stuff like that. No, nothing's perfect, but I've done it. I've lived it. I've gone out, achieved everything that I wanted to as a 21-year-old. Now I'm 35. So having done all that, I can look back and go, I know what it takes. I know why people make mistakes. I know what they're doing wrong. Hey, how you doing? Welcome, guys. Welcome, Luca. Welcome, Kat Sunji. Welcome, Mark Anderson. Welcome, Grant. Welcome, Backgam. Welcome, Joe. Welcome, David. How you guys doing? This is not my house. I'm not in from my house. I'm from a hotel office. So I know what it takes, and what it takes is courage. Most people lack courage. If you see my video on YouTube, it's a bit controversial. I got raw in this video. I'm passionate, and I said the truth is today that most of the men in our culture are effing cowards. I'm sorry, you know, and that's the truth. But they can change that. They don't have to be. So you've got to focus your mindset not on how bad my anxiety is, or how bad it is when things, you know, when I get triggered when I'm around people, or certain situations make me feel insecure, or they make me uncomfortable. All these things that you're focusing on, you've got to turn them into a positive and say, I'm actually excited about the next time I get awkward in a social situation, because that is an opportunity for me to practice and get stronger and eventually not get awkward. I'm excited about the fact that I'm just sharing my story with you. Guys, for 15 years of my life, this insecurity was destroying me. And some of you might laugh, and please laugh because I know you're not doing it out of badness. Just tell me if you resonate. I actually had a terrifying fear, more than anything else. My fear was going into a swimming center, a swimming pool, going in my shorts like a normal person would, getting in swimming in front of people by myself, or even with someone with me. I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't even do, even when I became globally successful, girls and a following and changing people's lives, I couldn't do it. And the reason why, it went back to a trauma that I had when I was a young kid. The school used to take us swimming, and when we would go swimming, I was embarrassed about how skinny I used to be. Obviously now I'm big. I weigh now I'm over 14 stone. I'm 90. I'm at my heaviest. I'm about 92 kilograms. When I was younger, for my height, I was so skinny. I had no weight on me. I didn't have any muscles, and my ribs were coming out. And I was embarrassed about that, and I got teased at school for that. And when you're young, you take it so personal. I was always being called skinny and ugly and geeky. You're skinny, you're ugly, you geek. I wore glasses. I wasn't actually a geek, but I looked geeky, and I carried myself in a very unconfident way. So I didn't realize, even though as an adult, even though I'd improved my confidence and I got great results with women, and I was successful at coaching people, and I had a successful business, and I changed a lot of my insecurities from the past, I still hadn't dealt with part of my childhood, and it was affecting my current relationships with everyone, even my girlfriend at the time. Because if she said, "Can't we go somewhere new today?" I would freak out and go, "No, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to. We can't travel." So I was too scared if we traveled, we'd have to go into the beach. And then it was a few months ago, I thought, I'm sick of this. I'm sick and tired of being scared of this and it bullying me. I'm not having this anymore. I'm going to face this head on. So I found a local spa. It was this one is a bit more posh and expensive. It didn't matter. And actually, it was a friend, actually. He said, let's go swimming with his brother. And I went with him and I faced it once. But then I felt it was good, but I had him as a crutch. I want to do it on my own. So I went back to the same place a week later on my own, and it was quite an expensive investment, but I paid anyway. It was £95 for this like posh spa. It was beautiful, Cafe Royale, where you get to go to the spa and everything. And I did that, and I just practiced getting comfortable being, like hot, in my shorts, basically naked with my shorts on. There was other people around me, not too many people because it's a private place. But there was still enough people for me to feel like they could judge me. And I'm not a great swimmer initially, like my swimming skills, because I haven't practiced for years. I've avoided it, right? Just like the anxiety with people, just like the anxiety of going out and approaching them on the street, just like the fear of public speaking or leaving a job. I avoided the fear. I didn't want to be reminded. I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want to look at it. As far as I was concerned, Johnny Berba, he's not scared of swimming. It doesn't exist, but the truth was I was. So the first 3 times was very uncomfortable going. It brought up all my stuff from childhood. I started getting paranoid and simple. People judging me, they're looking at me. But I've went now about 15, 20 times. Today, completely free, confident. I loved it. I was swimming up and down. I mean, my swimming's getting better. I'm not amazing, but now the paranoia is gone, and I'm not experiencing any anxiety swimming. And now I've gone to different leisure centres. Some expensive, some just normal rates. That's kind of irrelevant, but I'm just sharing. So the solution, obviously, the only way to get over anxiety is to face it, but change your mindset, which will make it easier to deal with when you're in these situations that bring up anxiety. Now, remember, I never ever said it's easy. Nothing easy is going to be valuable. Even when people do my coaching, it's amazing. I make it much more easier for them, but it's still not easy. And that's why the clients value it when they're finished, because the results they get a girlfriend, they reduce their anxiety, some completely get rid of it. They get a new social circle. They are not depressed anymore. They can go out and approach without me. They can do it on their own. So once they've taken the coaching with me and spent time, I give them the tools so that eventually when they finish the course, they don't need my help. They don't need me to be with them or anyone. They don't have, because maybe their friends are negative or they don't support or they don't want to tell their friends and family what they're doing. They can go out on their own and go out in London or any city around the world and walk around and approach a girl and get a date off the street or get an instant date. So for what you get is so worth it as opposed to what you're not going to get if you run away from the fear. So I'll let you soak that up for a second. I just want to get some feedback today. I want to be really sort of on point. Let me know if you guys that made a lot of sense and you guys got a lot of value from that, and that really inspired you. That made you think differently about the way you're dealing with brain anxiety. And any questions you got, pop them in the chat box and I'll answer them, and then we'll get on to the next part of the live stream. Awesome, Mark. Okay. So anyone else that really relates and you feel like this? I'm just waiting for a few more yeses. If you don't want to comment, that's fine. If you don't feel comfortable, that's fine as well. We'll keep moving things forward. Okay, the next thing actually I'm going to share. This for me, yes, you've got to stay in this sensations and support yourself while you're doing it. Brilliant, Luca. Excellent. It's fantastic what you said. That's exactly what you got to do. I'm going to excite you. This is a really good part now. This is going to kind of inspire anyone who's got anxiety, which is pretty much everyone today is suffering from it to some degree. Just to let you guys know as well, my anxiety hasn't gone away 100%. Oh no, this has been a lifelong battle for me as well. That's why I'm a good teacher. I have to do the things that I give my clients, because if I don't do these things regularly, I start getting socially anxious as well. I start getting shy. Obviously, I'm not going to fully fall back to how I used to be, but I do sort of get triggered, and I do start to feel depressed and anxious when I'm, in my life, and I start to, think negatively. So that's why, excuse me, I go gym regularly. I do things. I socialize. I teach. I keep myself busy and active because, it's easy to start falling back into old ways. Okay. Okay, I understand what you're saying, Grant. The stuff in your head, how you're feeling. So, one of the key things I realized what has helped me to actually get my clients much better results. What's up, Jeremy? Now, let me just explain this to you, right? And I realized this today. When you're at a starting point, let's say, for example, I'm just assuming now, right? Let's say several of you now would like to come out with me and do my coaching and have me coach you for 6 weeks or for a weekend. You'd like to come out and face your fear and start approaching women on the street and learning how to speak to women, how to build the confidence, how to get past the anxiety, and how to actually start going on dates with women. But it's going to be, probably for a lot of you, there's going to be a huge barrier, and there's lots of thoughts like, I want to do it, but is it worth me spending the money? Like, the money thing is going to come up. That's part of anxiety. Am I going to get ripped off? Am I going to pay Johnny the money and then he's going to run away, which I'm not? Just assuming the mind. Or, okay, money's not an issue. I'm willing to pay the money, but is it going to work for me? It's worked for Johnny. It's worked for hundreds of his clients or his students we see on YouTube. But I've got so many problems. I'm not any good, things don't work out for me. You know, a lot of these fears and a lot of these objections, or if I do the coaching with Johnny, I'm confident that when he's with me, I can get really good results because he's pushing me, he's giving me support and inspiring me. But what about when we finish the program and then I'm back on my own and Johnny's not with me? What if I'm not able to approach them? So all these kind of fears and concerns, these are normal, they're human. Some of my clients have them. Some don't. Some are just committed straight away. They have no problem. They're like, yeah, pain, I trust you, let's do it. And they get great results, happy. So this is normal. This is called doubts. We're human. I have doubts too. You know? I was speaking to someone today who wants to help me with my business. And potentially, I suppose I want to be paying them if I agree, if they can help me. And I've got doubts myself, but I'm open to learn. I'm open that the person could help me. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it does, it does. So anxiety causes a tremendous amount of doubt in people, and the doubt causes suffering, negative internal criticism, abuse. It makes everything stressful: depression, anxiety, loneliness, paranoia, all of the symptoms from, you know, not taking action, you know, being fearful, being still like this. But if you can push yourself, get yourself, you know, the first time is the hardest, they will say, isn't it? Like the first girl you kiss, you're going to be most nervous. The first girl you sleep with, the first client you ever sell to, the first time you get on the phone, the first YouTube live stream you do, the first public talk, the first one's the terror. It will be the hardest one. So the first session with me will be probably the best one, but it will be the hardest one initially in that way you're feeling about, you know, you're going to be nervous. I see it with my clients all the time initially. I love seeing the change when they go from being scared to being brave and then being confident. So with that said, how can we get around this? How can we get past this huge barrier of the mind saying, I'll do it another day, I can't deal with it now? This is where, back to what I said, you've got to focus on what you're going to gain from facing the anxiety. So what would you gain from coming out of me and doing my 6-week program? I can tell you right away, you're going to gain massive self-confidence. You're going to gain a huge amount of courage. You're going to gain a complete new insight to, you know, how to attract a woman, to what is it that a woman is attracted to? What is the thing, you know, you're going to learn a lot about what works for women and what doesn't work. What I'm going to teach you is honesty. It's what I'm doing now. You're going to learn that you're actually better than you thought you was. That a lot of the things that you've been through in the past have got nothing to do with the girl that you're talking to on the street now. You're going to learn a lot about your success. You're going to learn that women have also got insecurities as well, that no one's perfect, but there's a lot of really nice, honest people out there to meet that will accept you for who you are. So you're going to learn so much. You're going to learn a lot, and learning leads you to success. Success is about learning. That sounded really cheesy when I said that, but it is, because most people, they don't know what they don't. Most people don't even know that they can be successful. They don't even know they can make money. They don't know. They're not aware of it. They don't even know that they can go to the gym and do it. They don't know that they can overcome anxiety. They don't know that they can be good at meeting women on the street and getting a girlfriend. So that's great. Can you guys leave another comment? Just make sure hopefully this live chat is working. Making sure everyone's following me now. I've been on a bit of a rant. Okay, so let me just make sure, say yes. Okay, that's great. So it's working. So can you see what you've got to get past? But when you do the first session, or when you face the fear, like when I went swimming the first time, you can't go back now. You have to go forward. This is a very good thing, because the second time you go out and approach it on the street, it's a lot easier than the first time. It's going to be hard still. It's lighter. It's just easier. The third time you go out on the street, even easier. Now, after 6 weeks of doing it, whether you work with me on my 6 weeks program or you do it on your own, you're in a different place. Your anxiety is small, that small, as opposed to being that big where you can't do it. So this is what I'm talking about, what's exciting. And then you start moving into feeling positive emotions. You go from feeling all that negative, heavy, sad emotions, depression, panic attacks in the morning. I've been there. You start moving into being excited the next day. You're looking forward to the day. You can't wait to get around people. You're not afraid to confrontation. I'm not talking about fighting, but in terms of, like, you know, actually getting around, getting your hands stuck in. So let me know if this resonates with any of you, what I'm saying, because I'm speaking from pure experience and every day, and I know this works. is working for me and my clients. So then we come into momentum. So the first day of facing anxiety, difficult. Second day, difficult but a little bit easier. Third day, it's a bit difficult but a lot easier. Then after doing it for several weeks, it's just so much easier now. The situations that would frighten you before, they don't scare you no more because you become desensitized. The mind and the body's smart. It gets used to what routine you put it through. Let's read this. I've approached 2 girls today, had a long conversation with one and got a number. What do you think about talking speed? I felt the reason the second interaction went so well because I speak slow. I think it's important. It has its place. There's a time to speak fast, which is what I'm doing now with passion, because it's for that context. But there's also a time to speak slower. So it's good, yeah, speaking slower can be better. So I would say use both according to what the situation requires, and that comes down to intelligence. Back to what I spoke about earlier with what you learn with going out approaching women. So what I'm teaching on the 6-week transformation program, we're teaching guys how to approach women on the street. That same philosophy will help you in every area of your life where you have fear and anxiety. How do you get out of the friend zone? Well, you can't. You can't, unfortunately. Once you're in the friend zone, it's almost impossible to come out. The real thing you should be focused on, how do you not get in the friend zone in the first place? So you can't get out of the friend zone once your girl's put you in there. It's very difficult. It's almost impossible. I mean, nothing's impossible, but it's very difficult. So you've got to learn to be more congruent and honest at the start. And the way that you don't get put in the friend zone is by being honest with women. That's what it comes down to. Men who get put in the friend zone, they're not honest completely with women. They hide their intentions. They don't say that they like the girl, but the girl knows that you like her, but you're too scared to say it. So it's all about being confident enough to say what you feel, and that goes about not just you saying I like you, I want to go out with you. That's part of it. It's also just about your level of openness. So that's how you don't get put in the friend zone, and following your purpose, facing your fears, which is everything what I'm telling you today. Okay, so that's good at bean sources approaching. So some of your questions, that's really good. So, I mean, the best way to really understand my teaching is that you have to take action. Now, the worst place to be, I'm being straight, the worst place ever is when you don't socialize with people because you've got social anxiety, you avoid all social situations, you don't go out and approach women in public, you don't learn to speak to women, you don't take those opportunities, you don't create a conversation with a woman, you don't go to the gym, you basically stop living. And that's when the anxiety gets worse and worse. It can develop into really bad mental health problems and depression. So you have to stay on top of this. You've got to take responsibility. And that's why I only work with clients that are, they're honest, they're ready to take responsibility, and they're in more of a growth mindset. So I'm encouraging all of you today to get into a growth mindset. A growth mindset is when you're not focusing on what could go wrong, not focused on the anxiety. You're focusing on what could go well, what you're going to gain. What you're going to gain is confidence. Confidence and courage is, without that, it's impossible to achieve anything. And the great thing about confidence and courage is that they both can be grown to the max. You can grow them as much as you want. I'm really that's great. I'm glad the live streams are helping. So also as well, I mentioned, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. You can do that on my video. There's an icon, and I've also got a program that can really help you actually with your anxiety with approaching people, approaching women. I can show you the link now. Just a sec. This has helped a lot of men. I just actually, a guy bought a copy today. I sell this very regularly. It's my Johnny Berba anxiety program. It's a 30-day online program, which is self-explanatory. It's got over 20 videos. It's amazing value, and it's everything what I'm saying today. I teach that in the 30-day program. It walks you through a 30-day transformation. So from when you've got, if your anxiety is 10 out of 10, which is very high, if you follow the program for 30 days, I'm guaranteed that your anxiety will definitely at least drop by 50%, probably more. Probably you'll have it about 70% anxiety gone, and your confidence will really grow. So you're never really going to completely get rid of anxiety 100%. It probably wouldn't be healthy to you. You're human. You need a little bit. So I'm just going to say today, well, guy, try and keep the questions relevant to the topic. So, I mean, you're asking me to approach women with large curves. I'm not going to do that. I mean, the question's a bit silly. It's not. It doesn't. You don't. It's not relevant. I'm not a clown or a guinea pig. I'm not just going to go out and do what you tell me to do. I'm going to actually help people that can really benefit from my help. So I ain't going to do that. I'll have to decline your request. But if you can ask me a question relevant to what we're talking about today, and that's getting you guys over your anxiety, building your confidence. So what I find that momentum really carries you through and creates a lot of confidence. So it's hard to explain. So the way that you feel with your anxiety on day one, you're not going to feel like day one on day 15. So I've been going gym regularly now, and I'm getting more and more confident. I'm getting more relaxed at gym. My physique's getting better. It's improving. It's not fully where I want it, but I'm happy with it. I'm happy because it's improving. I can see the progress, and that's what I see. That's what makes people happy. People want to see progress in their life. Well, at the moment now, I'm working out, not too heavy. I mean, I train hard with him, probably around 2 to 3 times a week, and I think I'm going to start increasing it because I'm enjoying it. So I went gym yesterday, I went today, yes, twice, and I'll probably go again on Sunday. So about 2 to 3 times a week. So you want to develop a routine, and that will really help you to conquer anxiety and gain confidence, especially with women. My gym sessions, how long? Typically, I would say about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and I mix that with swimming, cycling, running, sometimes hitting a punch bag, and some weight training and abdominal training. So I mix my training up. I incorporate different things that can help me. So the training, going to the gym, guys, will really help you to build your confidence. It will lower your anxiety, actually. So let's start talking about the things that actually, I mean, I'm already doing it. So let me get some questions from you guys now, and I'm going to give some more of the talk. So yeah, let's just share this. I think I've shared this on all my social media platforms. Excuse me. Okay. I read reinterpreting your anxiety as excitement. It does work. It does work. That's what I've been teaching myself to my clients for a long time. And I teach that in the 30-day online anxiety program. I teach you about reframing anxiety into excitement. I just want to let you guys know as well that I've got an event that's free coming up called Fearless Event. I run this once a month in London, and you're welcome to come down. It's on the 10th of February. And if anyone wants to come and book a place, I've got a lot booked on already. This is going to be amazing. Here's my email address. It's on a Sunday. It starts at 1 p.m. It's for 2 hours. Finishes at 3 p.m. And it's 10th of February, Phyllis event. And it's a great event. I give a talk, and then we do exercises that help you to overcome anxiety and build confidence. We do some speaking. We have coffee as well. We have a connect group. We talk after. We make friends. We do some boxing on pads. I do different exercises to get people out of their shell, get them, talking in front of people. And I also help you with some advice on attracting women, so you can come to that. And if any of you want to do my 6-week transformation program, if any of you feel that you're ready to work with me and you want to get in touch about that, then you can just email me about my 6-week transformation program. This is my main program. I love this program. It's helped too many people to mention. Where will this be, mate? When you email me, I will give you the address, but it's going to be in central London. It's easy to find, so if you can get to central London, it's not far from Trafalgar Square. I hold it. There's a place near there where we do it, so I can let you know in email. Also, as well, you want to get on my mailing list, because if you're on my mailing list, which is on my website, I'll just give you the link now. Let's go to the links so you guys can connect with me after this. If you want to reach me, so there's my website, www.johnnyberba.com. There's a link here. If you go to that, it will take you to a landing page. There's a box there that says enter your email. You'll get a free video course when you sign up to my newsletter, my weekly newsletter. And that is an 11-minute video of me out on the streets of London, starting conversations with women on the street and breaking down how I'm doing it, how I build up interstate, how I get myself comfortable and confident. That will help you. And then you'll get notified when I've got events coming up. And I do a lot now. I write some really good newsletters of tips on how you can overcome anxiety. So there's that. So any other questions as well, I'm happy to answer for you guys. So I'd say that's one of the tricks to really reducing anxiety and getting confident is facing it a lot, is doing an immersion. And I did this with a guy, a client of mine in Germany. He's been over to London. He wanted to do my 6 weeks program, but he couldn't spend 6 weeks in London. So he asked, could he do it over 4 days? And I agreed. So we did 4 days coaching in a row, and the breakthrough that he had and the results that he got and the confidence that he gained was phenomenal, because we spent the 4 days together. Every day that we spent built momentum. So day 1 made day 2 better, day 2 made day 3 better, day 3 made day 4 better. So I can't tell you, you can't understand the value and the life-changing benefits of doing something in a row, in a daily basis. Not just going, okay, I'll face my anxiety I'll go to one event and then for 6 months you don't socialize again. You've got to keep this up regularly. And that's how I've got more confident. When I speak regularly at public talks, when I coach people, when I go out and approach women, social with family. So a lot of this is about you guys being social more. That's what it really comes down to. The problem with the anxiety is social anxiety. You've got an anxiety to socialize. So if you socialize more, yes, you're going to experience anxiety, but if you continue to socialize, then your anxiety is going to start going down, and eventually you will overcome it or you control it. The best mindset to approach a girl on the street and hold a conversation with her is to focus on actually really wanting to get to know that girl. That's the best mindset. That mindset got me 5 dates last week, literally 5 dates. And I wasn't even really going out and trying to meet women. I was on the way to work or teaching or going for a walk, gym. So that the mindset of generally wanting to get to know her, being excited about who she is, being excited about potentially going on a date with her, getting to know her, that will never make you run out of things to say. So that's how you do it, Jeremy. It's a huge part. You're welcome. Could you tell a bit more about your anxiety program? Sure. It's basically my 30-day. Which program are you talking about? Because I've got I've got two. I've got an actual online program, and I've got a 6 weeks transformation program. Could you tell me which one you wanted me to tell you about? Was it the actual video course, or was it the 6 weeks program with me? So if you can just let me know, or even better, you can email me if you're interested in the program, and then I can find out what you need help with, what your goals are. You can drop me an email, johnnyberba88@gmail.com. I meant the 30-day one. Yeah, the 30-day program is it's a 30-day challenge. So when you get the program, it gives you 30 days of exercises for you to complete and go out. And it's basically, if you like my YouTube videos of me approaching, that's what's in the program. plus more, but I'm breaking down everything that I do, and it's all shot in HD. So it is a sequence of practical demonstrations of me going up, asking for compliments, starting conversations. It has everything in the program. So I could explain this till the cows come home, but I'm not going to, because obviously I want to continue this live stream and help everyone I can help. So check it out. Have a look at the program. It will change your life. It's less than €50. And if you go to the landing page, it will explain more about what you get in it. But there's loads in it. If you've got anxiety and you want to approach women and build confidence, the program, basically, it's me teaching in the program. It's me demonstrating everything and then breaking it down. And then I cover each different module. So body language, I do eye contact, conversation skills, rejection, state, social anxiety. I cover all those different areas, and the reason why I think it's better than most programs because I demonstrate everything that I talk about. So that's what happens in the program. No, I'm not at my place today. This is I'm in a hotel in a business area. Any more questions you guys have got? How's everyone been finding these live streams? Have you been enjoying them? Are you getting a lot of value? Is it motivating you to go out and face your fears? But that's the key, right? The key with anxiety is that you've got to battle with it. You've got to battle the mind, because the mind and the anxiety, cheers, David, the mind is always trying to stop you doing what would benefit you. Think about it. All of you, most of you here, probably not 100%, but at least 8% of you, you'd probably all benefit with spending time with me and having me mentor you and overseeing your life and making you, making sure that you do what you need to do. But it's getting past the mind. And it's also as well part of getting stronger is learning how to deal with someone upsetting you or a rejection. That's also part of it. I talk about that in the anxiety program, dealing with rejection. So it's a mental battle. You're not really battling people. You're really battling your own mind. So you should only really compare yourself to yourself. That's another major key I've learned: not to compare yourself to other people. That's a losing battle. So focus on comparing yourself to you. Like where you are in the next 10 days. Like, are you better than you were 2 years ago? And that's what motivates me. When I see myself being better every time, it makes me happy. So you're no different. Men are like that. We want to see. If we don't see progress in our lives, we start to feel like we don't have any value. We feel useless. We feel worthless. We get depressed. So when you start seeing yourself progressing, which is what coaching does, that's what my coaching is about. It's about helping people to get results, helping people to grow, helping them to reduce their anxiety, to increase their confidence, and to get the things that they want in their life, to get a girlfriend, to get in the right job that they want to do, to enjoy their career, to get paid to do what they want to do, to get around the right people, to have the right relationships, to have a better relationship with their family, to have more freedom in their life, to be able to travel when you want, not to have to work for an employer telling you when you can have a day off and you can't. So you'll get a lot of freedom if you face your fear. Oh, that's good. You've got a girlfriend. But yeah, it's you versus you, and that's the best way. I don't compare myself to celebrities or this person. I just compare myself to my old self, the new self and the old self, the negative self and the positive one, the one that's fearful and doesn't want to take action and get rejected or success. And a lot of you as well, you've got to realize that you're just scared of success. That's what happened to me for years. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize that I was just frightened of getting success. It was overwhelming. I felt like just so much to me. It felt like, me really? So, it's learning to actually get comfortable with everything. Getting comfortable with success, getting comfortable with failure. It's really about going through these different trials and tribulations that gets you stronger. Is there anything else that I haven't touched on that anyone wants to ask? Anything that you want me to talk about, or questions you've got? Fire ahead. How many of you on this live stream today are here because you just strictly want to get more confident with approaching women? Let me know so I can sort of get a demographic, as opposed to how many of you are here because you want to improve, you want to reduce your anxiety in general in different areas of your life. Like, I just want to find out, is it mainly for women that you guys are here to get better with girls? You've seen my YouTube videos. You want to go out and learn to meet women naturally on the street in public. Let's just get some, like, let me know, guys. A bit of both, mostly women. Okay, that makes sense. That's great. Anyone else? Okay. Girls, women, anxiety. Want to improve your. So you said, David, you want to improve your ability to interact. Is that just with women, or is that with people in general? Is that a bit of both? Some of you say a bit of both. That's interesting. Girls, women, anxiety. Mine's on the street. So Jeremy, strictly day game the street. Okay, cool. That's interesting. So it's kind of like a bit of both. Okay, Grant, so dealing with everyday life facing fear. I can relate. Okay, that's interesting. So, okay, based on your feedback, like if I could sort of box it all together and not give you some solutions, lots of trouble talking in groups. Okay, is that groups of people? Is that groups of girls? So a lot of you, it kind of seems that it's generalized anxiety. So it's anxiety with women, it's with groups, it's with life, it's developing. The same as what I had. I was just had a fear of living in life, people, and everything else. So if you were to sort of design, this is what I do for my clients in the 6-week transformation program. We sometimes do it on paper. I'll do it on paper then. If you were to design your life, what you're not happy with, and then what you want, if you actually write it down, you can actually start working on it like a surgeon, and then you can improve. This is how you improve it quickly. So, for example, if I've got a piece of paper here, is there a pen? I might not have a pen about. Let's have a look. I've got a pen on me. I'll tell you what, talking mouth works an appetite. If I'm starving, I could eat a horse. Okay, let's just see if I've got a pen. I'm going to give you guys a bit of homework today, actually. Something really useful. That's what I do for my clients. Okay. I can't actually find a pen. This is a bit annoying. All right, okay, let's, for example, well, how many of you have got a pen handy? Because I can just do this on my phone. I'll actually type it, actually, and you guys can write this down. So this is what proper life coaches do. Snack time. Okay, so I'm going to actually be really generous today. I'm going to share something with you for free that I do for my paid clients within my 6-week program, and this really takes their success to another level. And I usually do it when I see that they're very committed, so probably after 3 or 4 sessions with me on the street, and that they start improving with meeting women and getting on dates. So, okay, so this is what I do in my life. So, okay, so where are my fears? What am I fearful about? So I'll kind of show you my sort of infiltrating. You can do your own one. You can do it right now. If you get a pen and a piece of paper, this will be your homework after we end this live stream. So let's just say, okay, public speaking. Public speaking is, fear number one. Okay, it's like, let's just say for most people, let's just say like this could be for you. So public speaking is fear number one, right? So public speaking is fear number one. That's like the biggest fear that a lot of people have. This is what I had. Now let's just say, for example, fear number 2 is approaching women on the street, right? What you see me do in the videos, what I teach, on the street naturally. Obviously, we're honest guys. So that would be fear number 2. So we've got fear number 1, fear number 2, which is in order. So now this is an example of what I basically gave myself years ago, my old self, and what I continue to work on, but I'm very good at. And it might be, this is basically how one of my clients might look. So I'm generalizing here a bit, but I'm sure you guys are smart. You're getting the purpose of the exercise to write down, design what you want to achieve in your life. So the fear is public speaking. That is the biggest fear. Number 2 is approaching women. Number 3 is joining the gym. Because again, it's it's people related. It's things that, sorry, I ripped Johnny there. I'm used to writing Johnny so much. Joining the gym and working out. Let's just say joining the gym and working out alone, right, to begin with, right? So that's fear number 3. So this is fear number 3. Okay. So are you guys with me? So we've got fear number 1, public speaking. Fear number 2 is approaching women on the street naturally. And fear number 3 is going to the gym and working out, weightlifting, running, cardio, swimming, boxing. And then you've got fear number 4, for example. Let's say fear number 4 is making money. Let's just say making money and learning how to sell in business, in a business or anything, right? So that's just number 4, right? Hold on a second. So I'm giving you kind of a design, like a life design. 4. So number 1, big fear for one of you or someone could be public speaking. Number 2 is approaching women on the street. Number 3 is joining the gym. Number 4 is money, learning to make money or to spend money or to develop a better relationship with money and learn how to sell. And let's just say number 5, we'll end it on 5. Let's just say 5 is putting yourself out, putting yourself out on social media. What I'm doing right now, what I've done for many years on social media. Right now, I'm not saying that any of you need to do all these. I'm just saying maybe you do need to do all these. Maybe some of these things on the list. I'm doing like a phantom list. Let's put 2 more actually. Let's make it 7. So that one, and then let's just say okay, another fear. Let's just say another fear is being rejected by someone. Okay, so this could be anyone. It could be a girl rejecting you on the street. It could be someone. It could be a client rejecting you. Someone not wanting to do business with you. It could be a friend. So being rejected is a fear. That would be fear number 6. And then we've got last but not least number 7. Number 7 is what could number 7 be? Well, what's a fear that a lot of my clients have? Number 7 could be let me think what the fears that a lot of my clients have. It could be, for example, traveling. Right, that's a fear I had too. A lot of people have this with anxiety. It could be. It doesn't have to be traveling to like the Bahamas or America or another country. It could be just out of your city, just somewhere new. So okay. So look at that, yeah. Now let's just say a person had all these fears. Fear number 1, public speaking. Fear number 2, approaching women in public on the street. Fear number 3, joining a gym alone and working out on your own in the gym. Fear number 4, making money and learning how to sell. Fear number 5, putting yourself out on social media. So, doing a live stream like I'm doing now on YouTube, making a YouTube video, posting pictures on Instagram. Being yourself, but on social media. So another fear, as I said, is being rejected by someone. So walking up to a girl on the street and say, "Excuse me, I just saw you. I like you. I want to go out on a date with you or take out a drink. Would you come out?" And she says, "No, I don't want to come out with you because I've got a boyfriend or because I'm not interested in you." Traveling somewhere, going to a new country or going to a new city or even just to a new neighborhood. Now, providing you have all these fears and you don't face them, your life's going to be pretty shit. Your life's going to be depressed. You're going to be anxious. You're going to be worried all the time. And you're not going to feel good about yourself. But if you was to change your mindset and go into a growth mindset and say, "I'm so excited about all my fears, because all my fears are an opportunity for me to get excited and start to grow and get confident. Because for every fear you face, you get a gift." That's how fear works. So for a guy, he might say, "Well, I'm not ready to face the biggest fear yet, which is public speaking. Let me go on fear number 7, the least scary one." So you might just travel somewhere new. After you've done that, you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to feel more inspired. If you hang on a minute, I did that. It worked out well. I feel better about myself. It wasn't as bad as I thought. No one killed me. Now I'm going to face another fear. Then you might go on to fear number 2, which is approaching women on the street. Now, can you see what I'm getting at, guys? This is actually what I teach on the 6-week program. I teach people how to face all their fears. That's it. Once they face all their fears, they gain confidence, and then they get what they want, because it breeds confidence. Now, I wish I could give you a simpler way. This is the most direct way. Let me know if that resonated with you watching. You totally understood it. So you could do a homework today. This is what I get my clients to do. Write down 7 of your top fears. Be very honest. You don't have to share it with anyone. You can share it with me if you like. It would be good. And then work towards facing them. And then tell me how you feel after you faced each one. You're going to be a different human being altogether. And we are going to end this live stream soon. We're going to probably end around 10. So we've got about 8 minutes left. So get your questions in, because we're going to come to a close. I need a rest, get some food. I've really enjoyed today. Thanks for coming on. I just want to find out how many of you understood the homework. And obviously, you don't have to if you don't want to. If you did, this is going to change your life. I'm just hoping that hopefully the stream works. It hasn't cut out today. It's run smooth. So the idea is, for every fear that you face, it gives you more confidence. Great. Can you explain how to actually overcome them? Well, the only way you can overcome them, Mark, is by facing them. I suppose your next question is, how can I get myself to face them when I'm frightened? Because your mind won't want to do it. Part of you won't want to do it. There's 2 ways. You can hire me and pay me, and I will teach you how to do it and get you to do it and make it easy for you. Or if you want to go alone and solo, you can do what I do occasionally. I do it a lot, actually. It's not occasionally, that's the wrong word, sorry. That was not even fully said, that was wrong. You can start practicing it. In regards to learning to make money, you have to come up with a way that you can provide value to people. That's what I do. I provide value by teaching people, educating people, and helping them, teaching them how to meet women and build their confidence. So I can talk about more in another live stream. But the other fears that generally people have, you can face them for free. You can face them anytime you want. The quicker you face them, the quicker you're going to gain confidence. The quicker you're going to be relieved of your fears and problems. So rather than doing what most people do and saying, "Oh, I can't do it. I can't face it. It's too scary," it's telling yourself that you can face it. It's not going to kill you. The human being can withstand. If men have gone to war, if men have climbed mountains, people have swum with sharks, I'm sure that some of you guys can, face people and face the gym. Yeah, and it's not an excuse to say, I didn't do it because I was scared, because everyone's scared. Johnny Berba's scared as well. But I'm not scared to be scared, and I face the fears all the time and get on top of them and then overcome them or become more, you control them more. You get used to it. So you'll just get used to living like this the more you do it. And it's honestly, it's a really exciting way to live. It's much better than being a coward and being fearful, which is what most people are and what they're doing. Their whole life is about denial. Every day it's like a battle of running away from their fears, and that's when addictions, pornography, drugs, alcohol, and all this negativity to avoid it. So it's about teaching yourself to suffer in a good way. Everything that I do is suffering in my life in a good way, like teaching suffering. It's not easy teaching people. It's not easy me doing these live streams, even though I know it looks easy and I'm comfortable and I enjoy it and I do it very well. But it's not easy emotionally. It's not easy for me. Going to the gym, lifting weights, getting in shape. It's not easy, but I do it because it's not an excuse not to do it, because I get too much out of it. I enjoy it. I get a buzz out of it. So I'm teaching you to change your mindset, and the more you do it, the more it will make sense. So that's why I created the 30-day online anxiety program. So guys could really get it, what I'm trying to teach, what I'm teaching, sorry, or trying to teach more, inspire them more. So I go solo. I love lone wolf mentality, great. But I believe having a mentor will cut your length, great. I'm the same, Joe. I think the same way. I'm a real solo guy. But I also love coaching people, and I have mentors as well. So I think you need to do both. depending on where you're at and where you want to get to. And it's also being focused on what you want to achieve. Like, what is it that you guys all want to achieve? Let me just find out. Is it just purely to get rid of the anxiety and to feel more confident? Is that the main goal for you? Let me just find out what your main goal is, because I can make more videos and help more of you. Is it a particular result? Is it like to get laid with a girl, to get a girlfriend, or to get on 100 dates or 10 dates, or to start your own business? Could you just guys tell me what your goals are? They're open as this company. They don't know what to say. Okay. Can you be specific? Because then you can write your goals down. Because obviously we know that the goal is for you to conquer your fears, but within conquering your fears, what is the result that you want? But I would actually go further and say, maybe some of you don't realize this right now, because I see it with my clients and I know from my own experience. You probably want to become more confident and manage your anxiety better. And that will give you the freedom that you want to go on and make more money, to meet people, to get friends, to travel, to do what you want, live the life you want, meet women. So we've got a few more minutes, and we're gonna finish today. Because so let me know. My goal is to feel comfortable in all of them, because I see beautiful girls all the time. Right, great. We've got a goal. So for you, Christopher, you got to immerse yourself in the different areas that we spoke about. Maybe for you, it's immersing yourself with talking to lots of women and doing that until you gain confidence, and then you start to improve your results with women. So that's good. Important to have a goal, have a series of goals. Today's been really good. I really enjoyed it. It's been a real tough one. It's been a coaching session. This is what I do with my clients. It's exactly how, very similar to what we do on the 6 weeks program, but we do it one-on-one in person. Okay, so awesome, Phyllis. So you want to be able to approach women at night at bars. Okay, my biggest fear so far is that I feel like they know what I'm approaching them for, so I feel like I'll get rejected. So it's back to the list, isn't it, Mark? It's facing that fear of rejection. Maybe it's for you actually facing the terror and getting rejected, and then go, actually, it's not really as bad as I thought. You know, Johnny's been rejected. I get rejected still once in a while. Other guys get rejected. Failure equals success. So, and then it's about going out and practicing in the nightclubs. You can do that. Joe says he wants abundance of women, freedom of choice. I believe facing anxiety has a crossover effect. You've got it, Joe. Joe's on point. Joe's right. Facing anxiety has a crossover effect. It affects your results with women in a positive way, with life, with money, with people. Glad you enjoyed it, David. I want to be able to express myself more. So, James, you need to put yourself in situations that can allow you to express yourself more. So I do stuff like this because I have the same problems you did, James. Socially, very sort of closed in and shy. So maybe a public talk for you would be great, James. You're very welcome for the stream, guys. Great. We'll come to an end now. 1 more minute. So this was great today. I feel like we achieved a lot. I feel like every session is getting better. You guys are getting better. You're taking more action. Your mindset's getting stronger. And I'm really enjoying these too. So I really appreciate it. Please subscribe as well to the channel. That would be great. If you guys can hit subscribe on my YouTube channel. I won't be on probably tomorrow. I'll be online. I'll let you know next couple of days. I'll let you know. Possibly tomorrow, but probably not. I've got a lot of things that I'm doing and teaching and stuff. So yeah, I enjoyed it, guys. It was great. And if any of you want to get mentorship, then drop me an email at johnnyberba88@gmail.com. So remember, the key is to change your mindset, gradually face the fears, become desensitized to anxiety, and just enjoy it, man. Have fun. At the end of the day, just have fun and enjoy it. So yeah, great. See you guys soon. Bye.